Our end of year is at the end of May, and we reported 70% increase in profits from the previous year. My name's Paul Tobias Gibbons. I'm the Managing Director of M&P Estates Limited, and we have been in business for 20 years. Business has been much like a roller coaster ride. We were making between 5 and 10%, but really wasn't the level that we should be at, and that was always a concern. Didn't matter what we did, our time was being taken up dealing with issues and problems that we never actually got paid to deal with. At the time, it impacted quite greatly because I've got 4 children. I tried to get to sports days, but again, you'd be at a sports day and you'd have your phone on silent and it would be a client and you sort of would walk away, miss something that was important. I think as a parent, sometimes I felt a bit of a failure. The whole purpose of the business was for the family, to give them the things that they deserve and I want them to have. You try to make up for it, but there's so many lost moments that it doesn't matter what you do, you're never going to get those moments back. We hadn't had a family holiday for about 5 years, so we booked to go to Lanzarote. I promised the kids I wouldn't work. I was mindful of putting my phone on silent, it was always there. I think it was the 3rd or 4th day, sitting around the pool, enjoying the time with the family, and then my phone did buzz, and it was our accounts guy at the time. You could hear it in his voice, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Good news was that he'd paid all the bills that I'd left him, but he'd miscalculated and we didn't have enough money to pay payroll, and payroll was due the next morning. I went backwards and forwards to the bank and we were able to raise the money on a credit card to pay payroll. I can remember feeling failure. I'm personally paying my business out of my own money, and it is worrying because you're actually then eating into your own finances. And I was contemplating giving up, but I was always taught never to give up. You may just be just an inch away from where you need to be. So for me, it really wasn't a choice to give up. Just needed to keep going and just find a solution to this problem, even though I'd been looking for 20 years. So when I came back, I went to work, tried to get as much revenue as we possibly could. And at that time, we just introduced a new accountant that had been with us for about 3 months, told him of the experience of the holiday. And it was out of that conversation that he said to me that you really need to find someone who is the top of your business. It doesn't matter how much it costs you, because you don't look at it as a cost or an expense, you need to look at it as an investment. See, I'd spent over £36,000 in the space of 3 years dealing with generic coaches and business consultants, but no one actually showed me how to make money out of what they were teaching me. After the conversation, I went on a quest to actually do research on what was out there, who was out there, come across different forums, joined loads of Facebook groups, and then I came across Agent Rainmaker, the Facebook group, which I joined, and there was loads of people with issues and problems, and there was loads of people commenting on those issues and problems, like I've tried this, try that, and I thought that's something more along the lines that I was looking for. Then with the Facebook advert that I received, it was a 1-day training course, and I just went and sat with a group of other people, and it was really refreshing to actually sit with a group of people that had the same pain points as yourself. I felt I was in the right place, and I think that was important. And so obviously at the end of the day I decided to go on the boot camp, and I can remember Sally saying on the first day, you have so much already in your business that you can make more money at. And I thought, right, let's see what we can do with what we've got. We radically looked at contractors. Just by changing that, we added £60,000. We didn't have to really do any extra work. And then we looked at things like inspections and inventories. So we then outsourced our inspections, and we started to do refurb work as well. We changed our terms and conditions, so we charge for things now that we never did before. Kate asked me to send her a sheet of all that I'd done since I joined Agent Rainmaker, and we'd added £240,000 to our bottom line in just 9-10 months, which made a massive difference. We didn't actually need to necessarily add any more landlords. That money was already sitting on the table. Creating additional revenue meant that we were able to pay off our bank overdraft, pay off the credit cards. We've now got 2 months running money before we even open the doors to our business, which is a massive relief. And I've also given myself a 50% pay rise, because if my business deserves to earn more money, then as a business owner, I deserve to earn more money. Our end of year is at the end of May, and we reported 70% increase in profits from the previous year. It has made a massive impact. The majority of the income, that 240,000, was stuff that we already had, but we just didn't charge properly for it. I think really now I feel that I'm in control, the chaos has gone. I feel more relaxed, I take time off, I take 1 or 2 days off a week. It gives me more time to enjoy my family and enjoy the things I like doing. We are seeing our bank balance increase on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I feel really confident for the future. I know that the business is going in the right direction. I think now that I'm at that stage that I have created the business that I always wanted. So it is that legacy business that I can be proud of to pass on to my family. Not only to pass on to them, but it will be a profitable business that will serve my family for future generations.